I've always been a hardworking person. Since I was young, I started like a babysitting business and paid for my own car, was a really good student. And then right after high school, I tried to do the college and high school and working thing and couldn't really figure it out. And I shortly there got an opportunity from a radio station to become a promotions assistant. So that's pretty much the girl at 7-Eleven handing out free Slurpees that you hear on a radio station saying, go here, or go to this location. You would come to find me and a DJ. That company was purchased by a corporation, and I survived the buyout and was rapidly promoted within the conglomerate of 5 radio stations here in town. And in about a year and a half, I was the promotions director for all 5 radio stations. So I loved music, and I thought that was it. Normally in radio, most people are lifers, so I really thought that was it for me. Then I had to just change in management, and I know everybody knows how that kind of goes. And was at a kind of point in my life where I didn't know if that was the right course for me. My mom kind of kept asking me, she had a client who kept asking her for an assistant. So she was hesitant for a couple of months until she finally gave up my cell phone number to Mr. Todd Denkin, the CEO of Digipath Labs. And he immediately asked me in for an interview at a cigar bar, which I still today is the best interview of my life. Smoked my first cigar, hired me right on the spot, and in celebration we drank a beer, and that was kind of history from there. Todd and I worked out of his home for the first 3 to 4 months, and then moved into the Digipath building. That wasn't really a lab just yet, and so we were working out of the warehouse on a big conference room table with just the few employees we had, and that's really where it all started. Hired November 1st of 2014. We received our provisional letters from the state saying complete these 7 items in 18 months and you will receive your license. I went for it. I gun-ho. I actually got the list from Todd that day and said, oh, I'll get this done today. Not realizing it was a 6-month process of build out and a lab and staffing. And so it will actually be my 4-year anniversary with Digipath November 1st. I've always seen that no matter recreational or medicinal, you're still getting medicine from it, however you're ingesting it. I really truly believe in that it is a medicine. Me and Todd talk about quite often that if it were currently found today, it would be a miracle drug. But because of the stigma that it was given so long ago, we're still fighting that to prove to people that it is truly a medicine. And Digipath has allowed me to, on a personal level, help patients. My stepfather was diagnosed with stage 4 colon rectal cancer 4 years ago. He passed last September, but throughout that duration of time, Digipath was able to help us test our RSO under patients, and I had the entire cannabis community donating products for him and trying to help with the quality of life, which really showed me that I was in the right place at the right time and where I needed to be. We tried to not only help our cannabis community, but I also work very closely and do a food and toy drive with Essence and GLP every year for, we'll keep them anonymous just so that they don't get upset for any reason, just because there's still a stigma, right? But we do that annually. This will actually be our 3rd year for that. I'm really excited about that. I'm very glad that Nevada has been so stringent on their testing, because we do have the cleanest product in the United States, if not the world. It's helped me a lot, and again, I think just the personal relationships, the patients that we're able to help, my stepfather, that in itself is so big for me, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to share the data and provide patient safety to Nevada and our patients. So I am an old school flower girl. I will admit to that right up front. I love Gorilla Glue. I'm gonna go with the strain because I have tested everyone's Gorilla Glue in town. I love it, it's great, it's my strain. It has a gassy taste to it, so you really gotta like that. But when it comes to terpenes, I mean, the data that we're finding right now is incredible to know that terpenes are just as medicinally valuable as cannabinoids, potentially more. I mean, we're getting to the point where enough data is being produced. So myrcene would be, probably one of my favorites. I'm a fruity girl, so I like the fruity taste. And I've heard it never hurts to eat a mango before you smoke a high myrcene strain to up those effects. So in the state of Nevada, you can request your testing results for any product purchased in any dispensary. You may have to wait a little bit, but in the end, it's worth it, especially if you're purchasing flour. You want to know if there's anything that is found in that flour that could harm you. Sometimes it's not over the limit, but there is some residual in there, and you should just know that as a patient. So I do know a lot of dispensaries are getting books together, so it's real nice and easy when you request them, but I also know a lot of them have 150 SKUs, so work with them, be patient with them, but yes, request your certificates of analysis at the dispensary. As a patient, I always do. You should come and tour our facility. It's a good way to see this side of the industry that most people don't get to see, and see how hard we work to provide safe, clean product for all of our patients. And with that being said, there's so many products out there currently that you can be discreet enough, and you don't have to be so hesitant, because the more and more you guys get out and share your stories and get out and do it and spread the word, the less stigma we have to fight against. So it's all of us banding together and making sure we all feel comfortable. Slow and low. I always tell everybody also when starting off, micro-dosing, I truly believe in it. And if you want to get just a scientific educational standpoint before you even step into a dispensary or go down that path, Digipath loves to provide that education to anybody who wants it. When my stepfather passed away, to continue his name and honor him and the amazing person that he was, because he fought for 3.5 years, we started a 501c3 called Dandelion Stem. And what we currently do, because my parents were so blessed and so organized, financially that was the least of our problems. They were able to spend the time needed and not be worried about bills and finances. So we started Dandelion Stem, and are currently sponsoring a family right now who are at St. Jude's in Tennessee, Dominic Horowitz and the Horowitz family, whom I've actually known since high school. Her son was diagnosed with ATRT, which is a less than 5% chance of brain tumor. He's been through several surgeries and is currently going through the remaining 10 radiation sessions in Tennessee. So we, for instance, are throwing hopefully quarterly, monthly events. That's our main focus of the family right now. Eventually we want to get into more families and help everyone we can, but we truly feel that any financial help we can give to these families to relieve them of that stress and to spend the quality time that they need to with their loved ones.